Hello and welcome to another video here from SDF Wargaming Studio. My name is Andreas, Norwegian Viking, and this is my hobby vlog number 129. This is the hobby vlog for the things I painted during the month of February 2024. And as always, I aim to try to paint 3 models a day, but it doesn't always go to plan, but sometimes it does. So take a look at what I painted for the last month, and yeah, I hope you find it interesting. I'll try as always to include my approach to painting, my techniques, the colours I've used for each model, and the reason why I painted those models in the first place. So as ever, do post in the comments what you thought about the models. If you have any comments, if you have any criticism, if you have any questions, just pop it down there and I'll try to answer as thoughtfully as I can during those moments I have. But yeah, have a look at my my efforts for February.
Alright, let's stop the video here. So obviously something's gone wrong, and and yeah, it's a big one, but not as detrimental as I first thought. So 3 days into February, I had completely assembled all my Rohan models ready to painting. I put the 3 Murmuks on the back burner, as it were, as we needed Rohan before the Murmuks. So I assembled 36 riders, 72 warriors, every single sculpt of Eowyn, Théoden, Eomer, Daewine, Elfhelm, and all the captains and banners and hornblower, etc. And then on the 3rd of March I broke my elbow. So I had a horrible weekend, in a lot of pain, and yeah, I didn't have the best time. I hate just sitting there doing nothing. So so just sitting on my couch and trying to extend my arm to not lose mobility while watching some TV shows. But after my visit to the hospital the next week, I was told to try to continue to extend it so that I could avoid surgery, and I have improved over time. It's now March. It's still not well, but it is better than it was. But luckily I quickly found out that I could the painting position I'm in usually when I paint was not painful at all, and that was a huge win for me, mental health wise as well, because then I could do something with myself, and that meant I actually had quite some time to paint. I had a lot of time to paint, so that means I have quite a lot to show you this month. So this was the starting point. As you can see, there are a lot of models here, and there might actually be a few missing from this picture as I can look at it. But yeah, we have several heroes. We have 4 of the plastic Eomer because I'm mad and I needed all the different mounted versions and unmounted versions, with and without helmet, with and without barded steeds. So lot of models there. We have 2 of the Théoden, 1 with and without helmet on the plastic one, as well as 2 Eowyn / Dernhelm, 1 with and without helmet. One of them, the one without helmet with a sword, because the metal model has a spear. So I did a lot of these things. For those who have watched me for some time, know that I do these things to complete my collection, as it were. But this was the starting point, and I started with the mounted models first, because I hate painting horses. So as you can see, I'm quite looking forward to this project with Rohan, with all the horses. So here they are, 32 riders of Rohan. There will at some point be 12 Westfold Red Shields painted up, but so far for the Grand Campaign we needed the 36 riders. For once and now we need 36, and for the rest we need 24. So we have 6 of each sculpt. There are 6 shield designs, so that meant every single model is unique. There are 4 different horses, so there's quite a lot of variance in the models, although there are only 6 sculpts. My take was I airbrushed the horses quite quick. I think there's 6 color schemes, or 4 or 6, I can't remember. I think there's 4 actually. Grey, dark grey, dark brown and light brown. I think that's the 4 different colors I went for. And after the airbrush was done, I went over and I fixed the hair colors. There are a few different hair colors on each type of horse. And then I did the leather with Rhinox, then shaded down, then a highlight of Rhinox with Screaming Skull highlights. Then I did the horse blanket in Caliban green, highlighted with a touch of Warboss green in the blanket. Then I did the metals on both models, so both mounted and foot. That was Leadbelcher with Nuln Oil, highlighted with Runefang steel. And that's with the exception of the hooves. That's basically the horse is done. I then went over with the skin, starting off with Cadian flesh tone into Reichland, and then touch up of Cadian, and then Kislev flesh for the highlights. On the heroes, I've taken out a touch up with some Flayed One flesh as well. For the pants and shirt, I was base coated with Gorthor brown, highlighted with Baneblade with a glaze of Agrax on top. For the coats, surcoats, I went with Mournfang with a touch of XV88 and Agrax shade. So we have Castellan green and Deathworld forest for the cloak. Then went back to the leather on the actual men with the same mixture as the horse tackle. For the blankets, quiver and boots, I went on Gorthor with the Agrax shade, touch up with Gorthor again after that. For all the woods, we have Baneblade as the base with Agrax shade. And then for the metal detailing, we went with unpainted true copper, followed by a Seraphim wash. And then I used the same copper with some Runefang steel added on for the highlights. And then lastly, we had Rakath flesh for the arrow feathers, with a very light shade of Nuln Oil to pick them out. For the shields, we have Caliban green with a touch of Warboss green in it for the highlights, and then went in with some Ulthorn grey for the designs, and then highlighted up to white. Then there's also 4 different hair colours in here, 3 or 4 different hair colours. So there's a beige, a light brown, and a dark brown, basically, for everything. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. There's a lot of them. So and this went quite quickly. I think I painted this up in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks I maybe spent in total on these. It went slower in the start because of my elbow, but as I went, I started figuring out how to position myself to not be in any pain at all. So yeah, this was great. So we have my 72 warriors. There's 24 with shield and hand weapon, 24 with bows, and 24 with the spears. So this is the exact same color scheme as the riders. There's not much difference here. We did all of them in one big batch, starting off with the metals and then the skin. And then exact same procedure as the riders. They are predominantly dismounts, especially for the campaign. I will do 12 Westfold Red Shields dismounts, as well as some Helmingers as well, with different shield designs for the Helmingers and different colors. I think I will go more in browns for the Helmingers. So there will be more infantry added to this army as I go. But yeah, quite an enjoyable process. I started, since I couldn't be at work, no lifting, no manual labor, and working on the computer is hard because I can't really use my right arm. I had quite some time painting, so I scheduled my days around like taking a long walk after a cup of tea, and then a healthy breakfast, and then like 6 hours of painting, and then picking up the kids from kindergarten, making them dinner, spending some time with them, and then taking them to bed, and then 3 or 4 hours of painting in the evening. So a lot of time painting every single day, and yeah, it's been good. It's helped me a lot in this time as well, because just sitting on my ass not doing anything would have been terrible for my mental health. So I'm quite happy with how things have worked out so far. But yeah, this is 72 extra models painted for February, getting me onto a grand total of 118 models painted so far this year. So quite happy with that. We still have all the heroes left to do. So that is, how many is it? It's 9 Théoden/Dernhelm models. There's 4 captains, 4 banners, Hornblower, the 2 Théoden models, the 2 Elfhelm models, the 12 Éomer models, and it's like, how many is it? It's 8 or 9 Théoden models. There's quite a few models to do before I'm done, but luckily the heroes don't need to be done until the 20th of March, so we do still have some time. As I'm recording the audio and everything, the Éowen/Dernhelm models and the captains are nearly done. I've finished both Elfhelm and Théoden so far, so there's quite a few things done already out of this, and I'm recording this on the 8th of March. So yeah, quite happy with that, and hope you enjoy my progress so far. So I'll join you next month, and you can see the heroes in all their glory. So yeah, thank you for watching, and until next time, I've been Andreas, Norwegian Viking, and this was my hobby vlog number 129. Please comment, like, share and subscribe, and do consider supporting us on Patreon using the link in the description below. It is a great way for you to support our efforts here at the studio and helps us a lot. So if you're at all interested in that, click the link, but in the meantime, support your hobby.